Hello. New studio, new vibe. God damn.
It's been a minute, right?
Hey, it's been a long time.
Long time coming.
I'm excited for this episode. Episode 4. I've got my friend here, Alexis. We've known each other for years, and it's only right that this is our first guest on this podcast. And y'all stay tuned. We'll have a lot of guests in throughout the year, but I had to make sure that this was the first guest of the year. Started off with a bang. Alexis, what's up, man?
What up, my brother? How you doing?
I'm good. It's been a long time.
We've been through some shit, right? It's been a come up. It's been a story, and I think it's time for both of us to kind of shine light on what we've been through and where we're going nowadays.
Yeah.
And leaving I think a big part is sometimes people have a hard time leaving the past behind.
Yeah.
And so a lot of us still try to live on that past, but it's like I told you, man, it's been a roller coaster, and I'm super happy that you had me here today, man. Yo, shout out to Pura Vida Entertainment, bro.
Hey, Pura Vida, we got the new studio. It's a whole new vibe. You know, it's different from the green screen and what we've been doing so far, and that's what's going to happen all years. We're just going to keep growing, getting better. And shout out to all the people out there supporting, showing love, sending donations, sending in questions. It's been amazing. And let's get to it. So episode 4, Alexis, here we go.
Here we go.
Alex, so tell me, I know you,
yeah,
right? But the people watching, the viewers, they don't know you. So give us a little story, little background on who you are, you know, where you come from, your journey, because you have an interesting story.
Yes.
And I'm going to let you cook, man, so go ahead.
Yeah, my name's Alexis Perez. Some of you might know me. I think it's a small lake.
Yeah.
Right, so
yeah.
there's plenty of familiar faces, and where I come from, I was born in San Bernardino, that big 818, and through life, man, it's been a roller coaster. Most of my time has been in a little triangle that I call Salt Lake, Mexico, California, for most of my youth. And then I just got stuck here in Salt Lake, man. I started going to school here. You know, I was on the path, I think, as any brown man, where you want to meet your father, right? You want to know who that person is, and you want to know where you come from.
Yeah.
And I think nowadays it's a lot easier with Ancestry 21. You get to know these different places that you've lived, but we didn't have that back then, bro. We had word of mouth. We had grandma. We had mom. And, so for most of my youth, my beginning youth, I was living in Mexico. You know, shout out to San Juan Bautista, Lo de Soto, Jamiltepec, Oaxaca.
Sheesh.
You know, that's my roots, man. I try to keep intact with that, because it's put me in a place where I know who I am.
Yeah.
And I'm not out here trying to fit in with different crowds. And, you know, for the majority of my youth, that's what it was. It was, who am I? Where can I fit in? You know, and so it got me in some jammed up places, and, you know, I don't even know where to begin. Honestly, obviously I was brought in here to no choice of anybody's. You know, I come from an immigrant mother. She was trying to be out here, do better for herself. And, you know, life just gives you twists and turns, man. And I ended up in Salt Lake for a little bit. And, you know, now I'm here, man. I mean, I don't even know how, Joey. I think, you know, like you said, you've known me for a while. And I was telling you outside where we didn't know where we were going to be, right? We just knew we were living a lifestyle that didn't bring no good to anybody. And so, yeah, man, I mean, ask me the questions and I'll shoot the answer, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. So you talked a little bit about your mom, her being an immigrant. Where did she come from?
She comes from the same place, Soto, Oaxaca. It's
Oaxaca,
you can't even look it up on Google Maps, bro.
Yeah.
Until this day, there's not a street view of it.
Yeah.
It's such a very small place, and from what I know of her, she came out here after her father was murdered. And she came out here first. She was the first one out of 6 brothers and sisters, and I think like anybody else, they just followed suit. You know, she was sending money, and they were seeing the money, they were seeing the outcome, and you know, she comes from out there. It's I don't know about now because it's been so long, But out there were no roads. It was all dirt. You know, it was hard to make a living anywhere. And so I know we don't have a communication. You know, that's a fallout. But shout out to my mom. You know, I appreciate you for what you gave me.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's a small place.
We find ourselves really thinking about all the advice, right? The consejos that you're giving growing up. And sometimes when you're a certain age, you're kind of like, just shut up, or I don't want to hear it.
Yeah.
And then when you reach this age, right, when you're a little bit older and more mature, you're like, fuck, she was right.
I wish I would have soaked it in. You know what I mean? I wish I would have been a sponge and soaked in those consejos, those advices where it was, you know, we didn't understand what they gave up to come out here to a place where they didn't know anybody, man. And, you know, so I really do. I think back and I think of those consejos, those advices, and I try to implement a lot of those now. And I think that's why I became a workaholic. I became in a place where all I want to do is work.
Yeah.
Because as a young kid, I always used to be like, man, I don't want to do that. Yeah. I don't want to be working at Wendy's 12-hour shifts and don't know how to get a molar replaced or don't have dental insurance. And now it's like, you know, we'll get into it in the podcast where my son went through.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. And that was an interesting story. We were talking about it outside, and I was like, we need to talk about that.
Yeah.
You know, and kind of give some awareness to what that situation was about and how, you know, the youth nowadays, when these situations happen, how critical it is to have a circle of like a family to keep that together.
Yeah, it was a dark time, and I just want to thank my wife. I know she'll be watching this. She was a big backbone for me during that time, and I feel like I was a big backbone for her, you know, trying to keep the family intact and trying to keep the other kids from not feeling like we're giving too much attention to this kid.
Yeah,
and letting them know, like, hey, we still love you guys. We just right now we kind of got to focus on one thing at a time. And so that was, man, I can't wait to get that part, because that part, it brings a awareness to a lot of the things that we have, but we don't take advantage of. And so, you know, my story, that's what it's all about, is bringing awareness to the youth and letting them know, like, there's a different route than what you got going right now.
Yeah.
That a lot of these programs might not put it in your face. You know what I mean? They might tell you, hey, this is all you got going right now, and the only way out is college.
Yeah.
Is to get yourself in debt. And, you know, I was blessed to, you know, we'll get into that, but I was blessed to have a lot of my college debt canceled.
Yeah.
Right? For a lot of the schemed out colleges that I thought was going to better my life, trade colleges.
Yeah, yeah. When we were growing up, it was the Everest College.
Yeah. What are you doing right now? Sitting on the couch, not doing anything? Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah.
That was actually one of the best commercials of our time. Like, we didn't appreciate how good it was. That commercial made so many people go to Everest College and the ITT Techs